What's going on, Scorpio? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Scorpio reading. For those of y'all who are new here, my name is Shani. This is Melanated Mindfulness Tarot. I upload collective messages for each zodiac sign throughout the week. On Fridays, we come and we do elemental messages. So make sure that if that is something you're interested in keeping up with, or if you're just interested in supporting the channel, please do click the subscribe button so that you will not miss out on the gems that are going to be being dropped, okay? Today we're going to go into a 3-part message. What is it that you need to know or be aware of? What is it that you need to work on? And the potential outcome of the overall energies presented to us today. With that being said, let us go ahead and get started, okay? All thanks and praise to the Most High. You know their hearts, you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? I ask that you give me the words to articulate this message as best as possible, and I also ask that you clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe. All right. Spirit, what is it that Scorpios need to know at this time? Thank you. Spirit, what is it that Scorpios need to know at this time? Thank you. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Underneath it all, you got the 10 of Wands, Scorpio, indicating pretty much that you're doing a little too much. Okay, you're doing too much, and that's why it seems stressful. That's why it seems like it's, straining in some areas. You don't necessarily have to do as much as you have been doing. They say put in 1% a day. Behind that, you have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So it's more like when you don't feel like doing something, ooh, that's tricky. I was definitely about to say, like, when you don't feel like doing something, like, you necessarily don't really have to do it, right? But as soon as I was about to say that, it's like, but some of those things that you don't feel like doing in a moment still need to be done. Right? If when you look into your future or where you're going or where you want to be, you can utilize like what needs to be done in order for you to get into that space. If it's not conducive to where you're going and then you don't feel like you want to do it, you don't have to do it. Let me say it like that, right? If it's not helping you move ahead, if it's not putting you a step forward and you do not feel like wanting to do it, like, maybe you might need some rest and somebody wants you to do something, right? This is not going to help you in any type of way, shape, or form. It's okay for you not to do that thing that somebody else wants you to do, regardless of how they react or respond to it, type of energy, okay? And that's underneath it all. So far, we have on the table the 5 of Cups in reverse. You have the Fortune card in reverse. And then you also have the Prince of Disc in reverse. No, sorry, not reverse. It's just upright. The Prince of Disc, my bad. Now, with this energy, right? Maybe it was supposed to be in reverse, but it came out in the upright, so we're going to leave it as is. The 5 of Disc the 5 of Cups in reverse, the Fortune, and then the Prince of Disc. Again, it goes back into this energy of you like being disappointed because shit ain't changing. Shit don't seem like it's shifting, right? Be aware of whether or not you're actually learning the lessons that are being put down for you to learn, right? Like there's lessons that you're learning through the process. And the more you hold on to this energy of lack or this energy of disappointment, this energy of, it's just like, I do not like feeling like this, right? The more you pay attention to that feeling, the more you focus on that feeling, the more you feed that energy, the more you're going to experience more of that energy, if that makes sense. The things that are happening that are causing you to go into that place or that space, they're happening for you to be able to learn from them. Like when you go into those emotions or those feelings, start recognizing like what was the trigger, right? What triggered you to even start going down that path or going down that way? And once you start to identify your triggers, then you'll be able to start managing them or maintaining or, doing whatever it is that you need to do in order for you to control the energy around the emotion that you experience, or the energy around the situation that caused you to tap into the emotion that you experience. Because just as well as like attracts, like likes attract, right? Like attracts like, so therefore lack attracts more lack. So be mindful of that. Stay aware of that, and pay attention to how that shows up in your own life, your own situation, circumstances, and reality. Spirit, what is it that Scorpios need to work on at this time? Woo! I tried to catch it. Give me 1 second. I made the attempt to catch it. It just didn't work out that way. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So what's underneath it all right here? Underneath it all right now, when it comes to what you need to work on, it has the Prince of Swords. So this is you controlling your mind, you maintaining, right? You controlling your mind, you not allowing your mind to control you. The thoughts may still pop up, but again, like, you have the ability to manage, right? Like, these thoughts. You don't have to react so impulsively. You don't have to allow them to control you or to push you into a space of doing something that you don't want to do. You can recognize them, you can appreciate them, and then you can transmute the energy into whatever it is that you want it to be. And it's crazy because when I look down, the first card is the Nine of Wands, but whatever. Let's get into it. The Nine of Wands definitely shows up. This is the energy of what it is that you need to work on, right? The Two of Discs also shows up. And then you have the Princess of Cups. Okay? So again, right, this goes into you transmuting energy. This is now you putting in the action to transmute the energy. And you have that, look, you got things showing up on different sides of the spectrum in two different aspects, right? In the actions and then in the physical, right? So there definitely needs to be a shift with the Princess of Cups here. You just probably be being way too hard on yourself. And a lot of times us being hard on ourselves comes from how we were raised, you know, the way that people used to point out certain things, maybe our flaws or our fuck ups all the time. You know what I mean? So now as you've gotten older, you're also noticing the things that you do wrong or what you don't do right. And you kind of, I wouldn't say like beat yourself up, but you kind of just be being a little too hard on yourself when it comes down to it. And you can transmute that energy instead of you saying stuff to yourself like, dang, I'm always messing up, right? You can literally be like, okay, I'm still learning. You can literally shift it like, okay, I'm still learning, right? And even if you say it, just imagine yourself like, dang, I'm always fucking up. I'm always messing up. The energy when you say that to yourself, the energy is just like off, right? Opposed to you saying what's on the other side of the spectrum, like, you know what? I still got some learning to do. I still got some learning to do, right? Even just using that example, it feels a whole lot better. So work on that. Work on learning how to transmute energy. If you have to go into certain spiritual groups, if you have to book a session, if you have to surround yourself with different people, more positive, more high vibrational people that can actually appreciate what you consider to be your fuck ups because they know that it's a learning process, like, do that. But start being more delicate, more kind, more forgiving, more compassionate when it comes to yourself, how you show up for yourself, how you speak to yourself, and things of that nature. And when I'm saying speak, it doesn't necessarily have to be a verbal thing, because the way that you think, right, this is still an energetic vibration that's being like flown throughout your body type of thing. And you just want to be mindful and be aware of that, because that is what you are being called to work on at this time. Okay. Spirit, can we have the energy of the potential outcome of this overall energy? Can we have the cards that will indicate the potential outcome of the energy that has been presented to us today? So it could even be within this message or very shortly after. I definitely see like you recognizing like the solutions to whatever you consider the problem to be. Okay. But give me a second. Let's get at least one more card. Spirit, can we have at least one more card? Thank you. The energy of the potential outcome. Underneath it all, you have the Ace of Discs, which is talking about some type of a new beginning, right? As above, so below. So I definitely, I feel like you feel where I'm coming from with this message. I like we're getting into alignment, and even if it's just me planting the seed, the confirmation is going to come wherever or whenever the confirmation needs to show up. For the potential outcome, we have the the Eight of Swords. You have the Hermit, and you also have the Knight of Discs. Okay. Again, you are weighing your options. Okay. If not now, soon and very soon, you are weighing your options. Wherever there seems to be a problem or a setback or anything of that nature, you are now seeing things in a way where there's solutions. Like, there's always a solution, always. I don't care what the situation is, there is always a solution. And I want you to hear me saying that when a problem pops up, there is always a solution. Most of the times, you know, from my perspective, how I would say this, most of the times when you have, if not all of the time, when you are up against something, a challenge, an obstacle or something like that, it's putting you in a position to where you actually are being stretched beyond where you currently are. So say, for instance, you're experiencing something similar to what you've experienced before, and you're wanting to handle it or go about it the way that you did the last time. But that way it's clearly not like working. It's not producing the results, right? The reason is because now you're in a different place and you're in a different space. So now you have to be creative and you have to figure out, okay, what's going to work for me now? You understand what I'm explaining? What's going to work for me now? And it's going to put you in a position to be able to pretty much see where you're headed, see where you're going. And you're really going to have to make a decision at that time to say, like, am I going to keep on going or not? Right? Am I going to keep on going, or do I just want to like throw the towel in? But I'm going to encourage you, like, perseverance is definitely a thing. Okay? Perseverance is definitely a thing, because the moment where you're deciding or you're feeling like, damn, you know what? This is too much. Like, I'm just done. I done did all this work. Like, you're going to get tired of being in that space at some point. So even if you're going and then you stop, at some point, you're going to want to pick up and start going again. So don't even play yourself. At the end or the beginning of the day, don't even play yourself. Just, you know, get control of those emotions. Gain control of those emotions. Start treating and talking to yourself, you know, like how can I describe that? Because they're like, you're still a child at some point. Like, in the inside, even though you've grown and you've aged, right, there are still parts of you that need healing. So you know how you would show up and you would be delicate and soft and kind and gentle to an infant or a child? For most of us, right? You're going to be gentle. You're going to be more understanding in a sense. You're going to be more empathetic, right? So now it's like, just because you've aged, you have not necessarily healed your inner child from certain things that need healing, right? So talk to yourself like the younger you, like you're supporting the younger you. You understand what I'm explaining? I definitely hope you do, because that was even a message for me, and I'm not even a Scorpio. Okay, we're going to go into the Money and the Law of Attraction deck. It really helps with even more than just money and law of attraction. It helps when it comes to like just recognizing the alignment process and things of that nature. So we're going to see what Spirit has for you in this deck before we get out of here. Thank you. And it says, it comes not by magic, but by universal law. Excuse me. Again, it comes not by magic, but by universal law. Okay? It says, start telling a better feeling story about the things that are important to you. Do not write your story like the factual documentary, weighing all the pros and cons of your experience, but instead tell the uplifting, fanciful, magical story of the wonder of your own life and watch what happens. It will feel like magic as your life begins to transform right before your eyes, but it is not by magic. It is by the power of the laws of the universe and your deliberate alignment with those laws. This definitely goes hand in hand. Even with me going back, it took my eyes directly to that fortune card where it was talking about, you feeling some type of way about the changes or the shifts. Again, you picking up the lessons, you being able to transmute that energy. So this is beautiful. I love it. I really, really do. So I definitely hope that you can take something from this. You take heed to the energies that have been presented to you on today. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.